Hello students. So today we are going to read the story 100 Races, the 100 Races part 2. So while the class was circling the room, the monitor from the principal's office brought Miss Mason a note. Miss Mason read it several times. So the monitor of the class brought a letter to Miss Mason, and Miss Mason read the letter several times and studied it thoughtfully. Then Miss Mason said to the class, I have a letter from, that was the letter from Wanda Pentrosky. So she said that I have a letter from Wanda's father and that I want to read to you. So she read the letter. Dear teacher, my Wanda will not come to your school anymore. Jake also. Now we move away to a big city. And no more Holler Polak, no more Axe UI funny name. Plenty of funny names in the big city. Yours truly, Jan Pentrosky. Jan Pentrosky, father of Wanda Pentrosky. So it was a letter from Wanda Pentrosky's father, Jan Pentrosky. So when Miss Mason read the letter to the class, a deep silence made the reading of this letter. Miss Mason took off her glasses. When she spoke, her voice was very low. Then she spoke, I am sure that none of the boys and girls in room number 13 would purposely and deliberately hurt anyone's feelings because his or her name happened to be a long and unfamiliar one. Then she informed to the class that nobody should hurt anybody because of a unfamiliar name, long and unfamiliar name. Then this is a very unfortunate thing to have happened, unfortunate and sad at the same time, and I want you all to think about it. Then Miss Mason told to the class that you all should think that what you have done to Wanda Pentrosky so that she left this place. Maddie tried to prepare her lessons, but she could not put her mind on her work. She had a very sick feeling in the bottom of her stomach, as Maddie did not want to tease Wanda because she was not actually teasing. She was supporting Peggy because Peggy was her best friend. So Maddie had a very sick feeling in the bottom of her stomach. True, she had not enjoyed listening to Peggy ask Wanda how many dresses she had in her closet, but she said nothing. But she had said nothing. So one day what happened when school was dismissed that day in the afternoon, Peggy said with pretended casualness, as if she is not interested to talk about Wanda. Then Peggy said, hey, let's go and see if that kid has left town or not. Who is the kid here? Wanda Pentrosky. So Peggy had the same idea. Maddie glowed. Peg was really alright. So the two girls, Maddie and Peggy, they hurried out of the building up towards the street towards Boggins Heights. So Peggy and Maddie, they went to Boggins Heights, the part of town that wore such a forbidden air on this kind of a November afternoon, drizzly, damp and dismal. So Maddie could say nothing. All she hoped was that they could find Wanda. So she wanted to tell her that they were sorry. So they went to Boggins Heights. What was the intention of going to that place? Because they wanted to tell her sorry that they had picked on her and how wonderful the whole school thought she was. So both the girls, they hoped to get the top of the hill before dark. So they went to the Boggins side. They hoped to get the top of the hill before dark. I think that is where the Pentroskys live. So they went to the place and they started searching where Wanda Pentrosky used to live. Then Maddie and Peggy went around to the backyard, knocked there. Still there was no answer. There was no doubt about it. The Pentroskys were gone. How could they ever make amends? They turned slowly and made their way back down the hill. So they searched, both Peggy and Maddie searched that place. That they knocked, they searched the backyard also, but they did not get any answer. So finally they understood that they have left that place. So they turned slowly and made their way back down the hill. So one Saturday, what happened? Maddie spent the afternoon with Peggy. They were writing a letter to Wanda Pentrosky. It was just a friendly letter, so they decided that when they did not find Wanda Pentrosky in Boggin side, so they decided to write a letter to Wanda. It was just a friendly letter telling about the contest and telling Wanda had won the contest. So they told her how pretty her drawings were, and they asked her if she liked where she was living, if she liked her new teacher, and they also wrote in the letter that whether she is comfortable in that place, or whether she liked the teacher, whether she liked the place. They had meant to say they were sorry. So what their intention was only to that they felt very guilty, and they meant to say sorry to Wanda. So they mailed the letter to Boggins Heights, writing please forward on the envelope. So they wrote the letter, kept inside the envelope, and wrote that please forward. Days passed and there was no answer. But the letter did not come back, so maybe Wanda had received it. Maybe Wanda had received it. Perhaps she was so hot and angry that she was not going to answer. When they did not get any reply from Wanda, so they felt that Wanda was very angry on them. So that's why she was not replying anything of the letter. So you could not blame her. Weeks went by and still Wanda did not answer. Peggy had begun to forget the whole business. Peggy started forgetting this matter, and Maddie put herself to sleep at night making speeches about Wanda. But Maddie felt very guilty because from the very beginning she did not want to tease Wanda. So next what happened? Now it was Christmas time and there was snow on the ground, Christmas bells, and a small tree decorated the classroom. On the last day of the school before the holidays, the teacher showed the class a letter she had received that morning. So on the Christmas day, on the last day of school, the teacher received a letter, and then she told, you remember Wanda Pentrosky, the gifted little artist who won the drawing competition? Well, she has written me. So the teacher told that she has received a letter from Wanda Pentrosky. Well, she has written me, and I am glad to know where she lives, because now I can send her the medal, because as she was the winner of that girls group contest. So the teacher wanted to send the medal to Wanda. I want to read her letter to you. The class sat up with a certain interest and listened intently. So the class, they kept quiet and they listened the letter. So what was written in the letter? Say, dear Miss Masson, how are you? And room 13. These lines are very important. Written by Wanda Pentrosky. Dear Miss Masson, how are you? And room 13. Please tell the girls they can keep those 100 dresses, because in my new house I have 100 dresses, 100 new ones all lined up in my closet. I would like that girl Peggy to have the drawing of the green dress with the red trimmings, and her friend Maddie to have the blue one. For Christmas, I miss that school, and my new teacher doesn't equalize with you. Merry Christmas to you and everybody. So see how emotional the letter is. She wrote. See, in the beginning she wrote that how are you and how room number 13, means she was too much concerned about her friends in the class, and she had left a gift for Maddie and Peggy. That green color dress, she has prepared the drawing that was for Peggy, and the blue color dress drawing that was for Maddie. And lastly also she wished Merry Christmas to each and everyone. Yours truly, Wanda Pentrosky. On the way home from school, Maddie and Peggy held their drawings very carefully. So they took those drawings which were made for Peggy and Maddie by Wanda. All the houses had wreaths and holly in the windows. Outside the grocery store, hundreds of Christmas trees were stacked, and in the window, candy, peppermint sticks, and cornucopias of shiny transparent paper were strung. So Peggy said, "This shows she really likes us." So from the letter, Peggy understood that Wanda liked her very much, and it shows she got a letter, and this is her way of saying that everything is all right. So they knew that Wanda is good in that new place. Then Maddie said she felt sad because she knew that she would never never see the little tight-lipped Polish girl again. But Maddie felt very sad because she will not see her face again, and could not even really make things right between them. And she could not make things right uh, before Wanda leaving this place. She went home and she pinned her drawing over a torn place in a pink flower wallpaper in the bedroom. Then Maddie sat down on her bed and looked at the drawing. Then she had brought that drawing which was written in the letter, that blue color drawing should be received by Maddie. Then she had stood by and said nothing, but Wanda had been very nice to her anyway. Then tears blurred her eyes, that is Maddie's. She gazed for a long time at the picture. Maddie looked at the picture, that blue color drawing, thoughtfully. Then then hastily she rubbed her eyes and studied it. She examined the drawing. Then what did she find? She noticed, Maddie noticed the face and the head of the drawing. This is very important. Maddie noticed the face and head of the drawing, but it looked like her. Then when she examined thoroughly, looked at the drawing, she found the face and the head exactly same to Maddie. What was the drawing was of only Maddie's drawing. It looked like her. Maddie, it looked like her own mouth. Why it really looked like her own self? Wanda had really drawn this for her. Excitedly, she ran over to Peggy's house. Then she matched at her face, head, mouth. Everything is similar to what is drawn in the drawing. Then she got very excitedly. She ran to Peggy's house. Peg, she said, let me see your picture. What is the matter? Asked Peggy. Peggy got shocked that why Maddie is asking for the drawing. As they clattered up to her room where Wanda's drawing was lying face down on the bed. Look, she drew you. That is you, she exclaimed. Then Maddie said that this is your drawing, and the head and the face of this picture did look like Peggy. So when Maddie saw Peggy's picture, it was also same that Wanda drew Peggy's picture in that drawing. So what did I say? Said Peggy. She must have really liked us anyways. So this line is also very important. They understood. They felt very guilty that Wanda had drawn that drawing. That is the face of both the girls, Maddie and Peggy. So she must have really liked us. Yes, she must have, agreed Maddie. And she blinked away the tears that came every time she thought of Wanda standing alone in that sunny spot in the schoolyard. So when they used to go to school, that time when they looked at that where Wanda used to sit, where Wanda used to stand. So when by looking that places, both the girls, they cried a lot, looking slowly over at the group of laughing girls. After she had walked off, after she had said that sure 100 of them all lined off, and they remembered the line told by Wanda that I have 100 dresses and all lined up in my closet. So see students, what message you got from this story? That is forgiveness. See that though she was too much poked fun at by Peggy and Maddie, still she did not tell anything. And after that she left the place also, but she told that she had drawn the drawings of Peggy and Maddie. Means this shows that she liked the girls very much, and the most important thing is the forgiveness. She forgave both the girls because of their whatever the mischievous activities. So hope children you all enjoyed this part also. Thank you.